The Palm Beach Civic Association brings you Palm Beach TV, the island's only newscast. We're sponsored by the Fortin Foundation of Florida. Our mission is to inform town residents about the unique challenges of island life and to highlight the actions and achievements of our leaders and the dynamic people who live here. Now the news.
Welcome to Palm Beach TV. I'm Wendy Rutledge. With the November 8th general election pretty much right around the corner, we thought we'd bring you some insights into the ballot measures you'll be deciding on. Then our newest teammate, Sally Lewis, brings us a sweet story that'll have you talking. First though, the ballot. On your November 8th Palm Beach County general election ballot, you will find 5 ballot measures, 3 constitutional amendments, and 2 ballot questions. We asked Palm Beach Atlantic University political science professor Dr. James Todd to help us better understand these proposals. First, Amendment 1, which reads, limitation on the assessment of real property used for residential purposes.
Would allow for homeowners to make improvements on their homes that resist flooding, but not have those improvements add to the value of the home for tax purposes. So it's simply a tax exemption for flood-resistant improvements that homeowners make on their homes.
Next, Amendment 2, which reads, abolishing the Constitution Revision Commission, a commission that meets every 20 years and recommends constitutional amendments to the legislature.
The amendment would abolish the commission. There, of course, would remain alternate ways to change the Constitution, but this automatic every 20-year commission would no longer meet. A citizen's initiative or a legislative proposal, legislative resolution could initiate a constitutional amendment as well. So this just abolishes one way to change the state constitution.
Then there's Amendment 3, which reads, additional homestead property tax exemption for specified critical public service workers.
And this would add $50,000 of tax exemption to the homesteads of first responders, police officers, public school teachers.
Effectively doubling the homestead exemption for the group that includes first responders and teachers. On to question number 1, which reads, increase workforce and affordable housing units to address rising housing costs, general obligation bonds.
The county would like to raise money through selling bonds to pay for affordable housing for people under a certain income level living in the county. They call it workforce housing. You can think of that as just affordable housing for people. I think it's anyone who makes less than 140% of the median income for Palm Beach County.
Finally, question number 2, which reads, referendum to continue ad valorem levy for school safety, teachers, and operational needs. Dr. Todd says this would reauthorize the current tax, which covers critical programs including school safety.
The County Board of Education would like to continue this income through the tax to pay for safety operations. In fact, the county has said we absolutely have to have this money. This has to be reauthorized or we will have to cut lots of personnel, lots of staff.
To learn more about these ballot measures and meet several of the candidates running in the November election, we invite you to join us at the Mandel Recreation Center on Tuesday, October 18th at 10 a.m. for our Elections Forum. For further information and to RSVP for this event, please click on the link below. Now, here's more on the upcoming election from our newest team member, Sally Lewis, and her interview with Supervisor of Elections, Wendy Sartory Link.
Palm Beach residents who vote by mail should see their ballots starting to show up next week. Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections, Wendy Sartory Link, says the ballots are being mailed on Friday, September 30th. Note there is a big change passed by the Florida legislature that will take effect after the November general election.
After this November 8th election, your ballot, you will no longer have a valid vote by mail request on file because the legislature made a change. So now they are only good for one general election cycle. So as soon as that general election is over, there is no more vote by mail request on file.
For those choosing this option, you'll have to make a new vote by mail request, and you can do that by going online, visiting one of the election offices, or making a written request. There's also early voting or in person on Election Day, but take note of the important deadline of October 11th. That is when you must register in order to participate in this upcoming election.
Remember, you must vote at your precinct's assigned voting location, and it may have changed this election because of redistricting following the census.
Everybody in the county does have a new precinct number. That's why everybody in the county received a new voter identification card.
So their precinct didn't necessarily change, but the precinct number changed?
For sure. Their precinct number absolutely changed.
Okay.
And there is a good chance that something in their precinct may have changed as well.
And that's why the Elections Office created the My Status button on the votepalmbeach.gov website.
So it'll tell you what address we have. So maybe you recently moved, but you didn't think to notify us. So it'll give you the opportunity so you know you need to update your address. It'll tell you what party we have you registered for, so we can check that. It will also tell you whether or not we have a vote by mail request on file for you and when it expires. If you do have one, it will tell you what day we mailed you your ballot, what day we got it back, whether or not there were any problems with it, and then on election day it'll tell you it got counted.
Vote by mail ballots may be returned to any early voting location during early voting hours, with the closest ones to the island located at the Summit Main Library or the Howard Park Community Center. The well-organized votepalmbeach.gov website is the gateway to all election information, and if you can't find it there, you can call or visit a branch in person with an overall goal of getting everyone who can vote to vote.
Even though we had a relatively quiet summer, Hurricane Ian is reminding us that we are in the height of hurricane season right now.
Hurricane Ian powered ashore along the southwest Florida coast at Cayo Costa Island at 3:05 p.m. on September 28th as a Category 4 storm with 150-mile-per-hour winds, tying as the fifth strongest hurricane on record to make a contiguous U.S. landfall. Ian became a tropical storm this morning, but the storm is still expected to bring strong winds, heavy rains, and storm surge in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas over the next few days.
Today we're at the beautiful Palm Beach Par 3 golf course to share a sweet story that has a lot of people buzzing.
The Palm Beach Par 3 golf course, world-renowned for its fabulous views, nestled between the Atlantic Ocean and the Intracoastal Waterway.
People are always smiling and happy here. Like, you never see anybody here that's unhappy. I mean, when you look at this, like, how could you?
And this golfer's paradise is also becoming known for a hidden treasure to the left of the 13th tee. Yes, those are bees, almost 250,000 of them. So what are beehives doing on a golf course? Turns out this is a win-win for the financial viability of the public course and the environment.
The golf courses in the state have been working on best management practices, and one of the best management practices is trying to reduce chemical use and water use, and by planting more of these natives here, we're able to do that.
Tim began pursuing the idea of adding the bees when the town of Palm Beach started its green initiative in 2019. The goal was to gradually eliminate the use of chemicals used to treat lawns and gardens on public properties, including golf courses, and having beehives does just that.
Golf clubs, I think, in the past have gotten a lot of flack for using chemicals or pesticides, and really they've been doing such hard work to try and show people that not only, is this a great place to come and spend the day outdoors and have recreation, right, to golf, but they really are committed to sustainability and to environmental practices.
Sierra is the beekeeper at the Par 3 course, overseeing 4 active beehives with about 60,000 bees in each one. Most golfers wouldn't even know the bees were there if it weren't for these signs.
The number one goal of the program is to give everyone a good experience, right? So we need to keep golf maintenance safe, we need to keep the bees safe, we need to keep the golfers safe, right? We want everybody, including the bees, to have a good experience. We put the bees in February of 2020, so a month before COVID hit, and the bees immediately went to work and started foraging here with the sea grapes, with the palms, with the mangrove, and by June of 2020, so just 4 months later, we had our first honey harvest. Each beehive is 3 boxes tall. The bottom 2 boxes are for the bees. That's where the queen is, that's where she's laying eggs, that's where their own honey stores are, their food stores. That top box is for the golfers here at Palm Beach Par 3. It's what we call the honey super. So that 3rd box is the box where the bees exclusively put honey.
The appropriately called hole-in-one honey is taken from the hives at the golf course and then packaged into jars and sold in the pro shop, with the proceeds going back into maintenance of the golf course. We're told the jars sell out immediately.
The last honey harvest that I just delivered in August was about 135 pounds, about 360 jars of honey.
We've had nothing but positive responses. Like, people see the signs and they love the program. It's been a really good thing for us.
They really have a commitment to native plants here and to sustainability, and that really comes through in the health of the bees and how well the bees do here.
And Sierra says each batch of honey tastes different every season.
It's a fun day when I get to deliver, and it's fun to taste the honey from different seasons, right? Because not everything is in bloom at the same time. So our spring honey tastes totally different from our summer honey, and it tastes totally different from our fall honey.
You could stop by the Pro Shop or Amici's Market to buy a jar of the hole-in-one honey.
That's it for Palm Beach TV. As always, we thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time, right here on Palm Beach TV, a production of the Palm Beach Civic Association.
Palm Beach TV is a production of the Palm Beach Civic Association. We thank our sponsor, the Fortin Foundation of Florida, and encourage you, our viewers, to let us know how we can provide news coverage that best serves our members and residents.